And this time she's actually making a clear statement as to who she would rather not date, not particularly who she would rather date. She's not been very clear about that. But according to Huddah Monroe, the socialite, the beauty mogul, makeup mogul, sorry, she says this. According to her, a fan had asked her in a conversation, a fan asked Huddah to help her choose a husband between one of those between a rich and controlling person or a poor and loving person. And according to Huddah Monroe, she says this: in the black community, a Nigerian man is a headache. A headache! Not bad for enjoyment, but not to settle, unless you want to die young, okay? She continues to say, life is about choices. Also, they're not really my cup of tea. And she says, Kenyan men are very stingy. I love spending money, so they're also not my cup of tea. She says, rich men have no time for love. It is about choices. What rocks your boat? Is it the money or is it the need for love? So she actually says, is it the need for money or is it the need for love? And that actually begs a really important question, because a lot of people really want to date people who are out here, you know, balling, driving their Jaguars, their Mercedes-Benzes. But at the end of the day, you only are ever seeing this man in this Mercedes-Benz when they come home, pull up in the evening at like God knows what time, and when they're driving out to that car. Like, you barely ever see them, you barely ever have long conversations, because it's always about point A, point B, point C. I have a meeting in the morning, I have to do this, I have to do this. So work is always the subject of every conversation. And sometimes you don't end up feeling like a priority, you know? And this, if you're looking for love, is not for you. However, if you want to find a guy who's not all the way balling, he has all the time for you, all the time to take you for these dates, all the time to drive you in his nice Vitz or whatever he's driving, all the time to walk with you or to jab with you or to take a taxi with you. You know, they have all the time in the world for you, and they will always focus on you, and they will make you a priority. So really, it is a question of, what do you want? Unataka kulia kwenye Range Rover ama kucheka kwenye boda boda? Like, it's a really clear line of
which one do you want to do? Where are you crying?
Let me tell you, it's nice to cry in general, but crying nicely when you've covered yourself in those tinted windows, you know, where nobody's seeing you cry. He just driving like, he didn't even say happy birthday. I would really rather hide in shame or cry in the covers of a nice Range Rover. You know, it's like it feels very nice to be in that. Imagine crying in a boda boda.
Unalia kwa boda boda.
The wind is just being blowing your eyelashes, the ones you got so expensively, they're just going, you know, flying. You've seen the videos of the eyelashes fluttering and people looking like they're about to die of faint or get an epileptic fit or something. It is really crazy. At the end of the day, I really think it boils down to the person. There are rich people who will prioritize you, and there's still these guys who ain't got money, but they will still ignore you, cheat on you, they will do all these things. So find a person or a partner that loves you. But is it true, these stereotypes that we tend to have, rich men have no time, you know, Kenyan men are stingy, you know, Nigerian men are always dating everyone, it's you and others, it's always going to be you among others, and so on. Are these stereotypes really factful?
Relationships, let me tell you, it just depends on your personality. I'm telling you, there are people who handle our boda boda, there are people who can handle the extremely rich men who don't have time for them, and the rich ones who have time kidogo with their families. So at the end of the day, it depends on how you approach these men, how you relate with these men. Because, hey, I'm telling you, there's someone out there who just like cares about money. So if she finds someone who has money, she's okay. Whether unampeleka kwa Range Rover mlie pamoja ama unamwachana lia peke yake, it doesn't really matter. But imagine having someone mwenye mnalia kwa boda boda, alafu after hiyo anakuhug, anakusoothe, anakuambia oh baby pole nini. Ama kwa Range Rover, yes, I'll skip potholes, lakini unalia, unakuwa depressed, unaenda home akuongeleshi na. What do you want? Mimi, whether it's Range Rover, baiskeli, it doesn't really matter. Wewe as a person, how are you as a person? Are you the Nigerian ones wenye nasikia wani wabaya, they're arrogant? Are you the nice ones wenye nasikia wako ghetto ama wapi? Mimi, I go for the heart. I go for mtu anani treat aje. Sio anani, you know.
Yeah, and like her actual words were like her personally, when it comes to like, you know, the different men of the world and everything, she wants a black French-speaking man, okay? Because the ones who speak le français, the ones who speak the French over there are very romantic, and they woo you and they show you like the best in the relationship and all of that. Exactly. And you're like, oh yes, merci, yes, yes.
That's Spanish.
Look at this. Clearly her, she hasn't been around a with the French-speaking men.
Je suis toujours avec toi.
Ah, mon joujou, mon frère.
You know all the boo and ha and everything. But honestly, I don't like this stereotype that Kenyan men are stingy. Which Kenyan men are these people dating? Because the ones which I've dated have been very non-stingy. They've been chopping the money in a very nice and loving way. And honestly, it's not even just about how much money they have. You can have 10 bob, but you're willing to spend with me on that 10 bob on me. You know what I mean? You're willing to sack, not all of it. Maybe you can just you can give me like 4 shillings, and then you decide how to deal with the rest of the remaining money over there. But honestly, like Kenyan men, I really don't. I think they get such a bad reputation for being stingy, for not being as romantic. That's another thing over there. For not being as loving. But it's all in who you're dating, and I love me some Kenyan men. And trust me, I've been around here and dated different people from different regions and all of that place and everything. And I can truly say, I have, and I can say Kenyan men are very loving and very giving and very affectionate. The ones who are there with their stingy men, you need to figure out your life and see what you can do.
Exactly, because I'm just here thinking, kila market iko na mwenda wazimu.
True. Yeah.
So even if you did this French man, obviously utaangukia mwenye kichwa yake ni mbaya. So let's not generalize and say ati sasa Kenyan men ni wabaya. Kuna wabaya, lakini kuna wazuri everywhere in the world. So my advice would be, let us be independent as women so that it doesn't really matter who you're dating. Kama umempata na boda boda, sasa ni wewe unambaya hiyo range. Mnalia hapo wote wawili.